all dear students. I am starting up with another English class, and today I am posing you a question at the start of the class, and that is, do you like to click photographs? I hope your answer is yes. Even I like to click photographs. And what for we people click photographs? We click photographs to lock up our memories and then reframe those memories by cherishing those photographs whenever and uh, wherever we need them, isn't it? Don't you do that? So here even this the today's class is related to such a theme, that is a photograph, and this is the name of our first poem of the book Hornbill, right? As you may see here in the photograph that there are three girls, isn't it? So then here this is the photograph of the poet's mother. Mind it, this is the photograph of the poet's mother when she was on a vacation with two of her younger cousins. So that is, here is the poet's mother, right? And the poet of this poem is Shirley Tolson, who was born in England, and she came under the influence of Christianity, and then she has written most of her poems representing social setting of the countryside, right? So here we go with the poem written by Shirley Tolson, in which there is a photograph of her mother along with her two younger cousins when she was there on a vacation on beachside, right? So let's read out the poem and enjoy it. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. All the three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. So now here, what is the scene? What is the setting of the poem? As I have already mentioned that this photograph relates to Shirley's mother. So here Shirley's mother is with her two cousins, these two cousins, and then what are they doing? They are just moving. Paddling is moving slowly, paddling towards the seaside, and both of them are holding the hands of poet's mother. Why? Because she was the elder one, right? About 12 years or so. Might be 12, might be 11, might be 13, right? 12 years so. And then cardboard here relates to the photograph. Mind it, cardboard here relates to the photograph. And then what else she talks about this photograph? She talks about the photograph that their hair are on their faces, that is, might be that so it represents that the day might be quite windy. So that is why because of those winds their hair were flaring on their face. So from those faces they were giving their close-ups to their uncle. Why? Because their uncle might have been clicking the photographs, isn't it? So those three were there on the beach side and they were having good time, and then what they were doing, they were giving their close-up for a photograph to their uncle, right? And then here the poet's mother is the elder one, and then the next stanza. So here it is, a sweet face my mother's that was before I was born. So here now the poet that is Shirley Tolson, is thinking about her mother, that how sweet was she at that age, at that tender age, because she was not even born at that point of time when her mother got clicked into that photograph. So now she is imagining her as a quite pretty woman, right? So then what else? And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. So now here what she says, that although this poet's mother has been very young at that stage and quite pretty, so now by this point the change has gone bigger one. But here she is comparing the change with this nature, that is with the sea. She says that the sea hasn't got much changes. Do you observe some changes in the sea? No, actually there are quite lesser changes. Those are even not those are quite negligible. So you cannot even focus upon those changes which go through the sea. But then even the changes which comes in human personalities are quite representable. You can clearly focus on those changes. So here she is comparing up the changes of human personalities, and she is contrasting those changes with the changes of nature, where there are no changes actually, right? So she says that in the sea there is not much changes. And then what she says, that the water of the sea is washed their transient feet, washed their feet temporarily, right? So here she is again recalling the statement, recalling her mother's past, and now then she is saying that after that goody time of her tender age, after some years when she was born, at that time there were lot many changes in her personality. So then next what they do, some 20-30 years later, she'd laugh at the snapshot, see Betty and Dolly, she'd say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. So now she says that after 20-30 years of that photograph, when it was clicked, so after 20 years to that, she is her mother sees that photograph and shows that to her daughter, to the poet Shirley, and she points out her cousins very cheerfully, and she just make fun of the outfits which they all were wearing, right? So now here, earlier the poet was cherishing the photograph of her mother in the first stanza. So now here what she is doing, here who is cherishing? Poet's mother is cherishing her own photograph with her cousins. So now she is talking about that past, right? So then what she says, she says the sea holiday was her past. That holiday was my mother's past, was poet's mother's past. And now she says that, and her laughter, her smile is my past now. Because here, the poet's mother is dead by this time when she had written this poem. So now she is remembering her mother's memories by cherishing the memory of her life when she was enjoying that snapshot with her mother. And now she mentions that the way her mother was used to smile after looking at the snapshot, I do miss that time. And here, both Why, with the labored ease of loss, now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. And of this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. It's silence, silences. So now here, what is she talking about? She says that they both, who both? Poet and poet's mother. They both are disappointed. Why they are disappointed? Because they have lost. The poet's mother was disappointed because she had lost her past. That is, she had lost her childhood memories. She had lost her fun time which she used to have with her cousins. And then here the poet is disappointed with the loss of her mother. That is, as her mother is dead. So now here look on to the words. Here she has used two exactly different words, that is labored and ease. These are called oxymorons. You might get question on it, so that's why I have put it into your notice. These words labored and ease, these are exactly the opposite words, so these are called oxymorons, right? So here she says that they both were disappointed, as I have already mentioned, with the loss. Now she has been dead. Who is dead? Her mother is dead. And now it's been lot many years, has been 12 or 13 years that she has lost her mother. And now she says that these circumstances are not in my hand. So now I have nothing to say at all. She is not finding the words to say, to express her feelings, that now she is confused what is to be told. And now she says that I am left with silence. That is, she is living alone now as her mother is no more. So now she says that she has nothing to do with the things. She has nothing to say. She has silence all around. So this was all about today's poem, A Photograph. It was a tribute to her mother by the poetess. So here we disperse our class. Thank you.